Joe Perry. This is the 52nd episode of BPerryFilms Podcast. In today's episode, I'm going to be talking about mindset for creators. And yes, anything that you do requires a proper mindset, and not just any mindset, but the one that's going to keep you going and the one that's going to keep you entitled to what you can possibly do in the future. We always want to think, what can our future self do that our past didn't believe that we could? So surrounding yourself around positive people will be a start. So in this discussion, I'll be teaching you tools and techniques that I use to help me stay humble and help me with self-development, because that's what I primarily focus on. Anyone who takes my courses or webinars notice that I always talk about brainstorming, talking about what we can do, what can be possible, and not think about what we may not be able to do unless if we try. A lot of people deal with imposter syndrome and just think, I can't do anything because I haven't seen other people do it, or maybe because I haven't tried it, for instance, And it's about you just finding that encouragement that you need to keep pushing forward. So the first discussion that we're going to start is having a healthy mindset. And we have to start with the mind. The mind is a powerful weapon. The mind will persevere you to climbing Mount Everest, to you learning how to scuba dive, to you doing the Olympics, to you getting a Grammy, to you graduating from college. There's so many things that you can possibly do, and there's some things that may be challenging, but over time, to become that Olympian, to become that artist, to become that scholar, you have to go through trial and error. You have to start from the basics, learning the foundational course. I spoke to a lot of coaches and we had a conversation talking about how do we recruit people and how do we optimize the best results. And people don't realize that it takes more than just taking 1 or 2 modules out of a 5 to 10 module course just to understand everything. Everybody wants to get to level 10 without going through the mechanics of learning the vocabulary, learning the different theories, and getting all the different perspectives that go into getting that full task at hand, And it's about you mastering the basics, like I said, the foundational core, and you finding other avenues to get you to that possible answer. It's like we can give you the answer, but if you can't figure out the solutions on your own, you're not going to be able to do things on your own. You have to ask for help. You have to read books. You have to read, you have to write, you have to do anything that has to do with STEM, whether it's mathematics, engineering, technology, arts, education, there's so many possibilities that you can go further with that previous generations weren't able to. Like, we have access to the internet, we have YouTube, we have Google, we have TikTok. Yes, I know, surprised I said TikTok, but there's a lot of good educators on there like myself, and people who will teach you how to make a cake, lifestyle content, how to prepare a meal better, how to exercise, workouts, tech to get, software to develop. There's so many different niches that people break their content into, but you just have to search and really look further past than the highest viewed person, the most subscribers. All that stuff is just secondary. Some people pay for followers, some people have to work extra hard. No one controls that, not even the algorithm, We hope that it's organic traffic, but sometimes people decide that they want to pay for ads to be placed so they can rank in higher search. And understanding your body, that's another part of having a healthy mindset. It's when you think that you're crippled, you're going to be crippled. But if you think that you can shoot for the stars, you're going to make it happen. Like, just imagine how many astronauts try to go to the moon and they were like, no, this is not going to work. Someone said, yep, we're going to make it happen. Apollo 13 made it to the moon, and a couple of other Apollos made it to the moon as well. But it was just an idea at first. See how that transformation happened? You're thinking about what could possibly happen for yourself. Don't think about what can happen for other people, but think about yourself and what you are capable of. What are you the master at? And let that be your guide, along with other resources. The next topic that I would like to bring up is being innovative. Having ideas to talk about. I have a ton of content that I want to post, but it's all about timing for me. I have to realize that I can't do it all on my own. Sometimes I need to collaborate with people, whether it's on my podcast or on someone else's podcast. I've been able to do live presentations starting with 5 people, 10 people, now up to 300 people. And I thought 50 people on Zoom was a lot, but just imagine doing 300 people in person. It's a different experience. You need to make sure that you know what you're talking about when you're discovering these contents pillars that you're trying to develop. Like I said, you don't have to niche down all the way because people will lose interest. You might cross off a large audience that may be interested in your content because they're interested in you. They like how you talk, they like how you speak, they like how you move your gestures and all this and that and moving around. And people may like the way that you edit. But that's part of the process of being innovative. There will be moments where you're going to be like, I don't really feel like editing today, maybe I should outsource. But let me tell you, when you do things yourself, you feel more grateful, more fulfilled. I know so many people who have editors and they're realizing that maybe I want to do it on my own. I want to just test the waters, see how I can fail into this, and maybe save some money. And you'll be surprised how well they're able to edit and put these films together. And I always tell people, create outlines and storyboards. I worked for Boston Neighborhood Network, which is a cable station based in Boston. And they taught us how to outline our thoughts, translate that onto paper, create different frames, whether it's up close, wide, aerial, which is like bird up above, below, or even in front of you, or even from the back shots, showing that you're having a conversation with someone, And it's good to mix it up. Sometimes I like creating vlogs because they're a lot of fun. And believe it or not, it's quicker for me to edit a vlog than anything else. But when it comes to the sit-down videos, you have to make it more interesting because people get bored easy. People are so used to the TikToks and the YouTube shorts where they want everything fast-paced, but people don't want to learn the process. They don't want to know about the ins and outs of things. But that's what we're missing out on. If we don't get the foundation of the story, how is it going to be built? We're going to be missing parts and we're not going to know how they got to the resolution. We don't even know how they got to the climax because we're missing out on parts. We're hearing like, what is that game where you tell someone something and then it goes on to the next person, they say it right, then eventually the story gets lost because people start mixing up the story. I don't know if people do it on purpose or if people are forgetful. But people are only going to spread rumors of what they heard. Like I said, rumors. But that's the process. So I thought, why not create a workbook? I know many of you have seen my trailer on the YouTubers Create Workbook. It's my inner guide of how I create content. Everyone's asking me, how do I get my ideas? How do I format everything? How do I make everything look so crisp and clean? And I'm just like, I sit down, I write down all my ideas, I go into Notion, and I just start throwing out different topics. I start doing the process of elimination of what's going to take me the longest time to do, so I have at least a month or two to kind of outline this, maybe do a long form video, maybe a short form video, along with a blog post 1 week. And then the next week, I can do maybe a longer video, maybe 2 shorts or TikToks, and maybe host a webinar in another month based off of all those different topics that I have. And like I said, the focus is a lot different. There's an audience that enjoys listening more when you pay for things rather than when you're watching things for free, because there's no risk, there's no guarantee, there's no real expectation other than a video can be good. But when you're paying for something, you expect something premium, something of value, something that is worth your money. And it just takes time. I have seen many of my clients come to me over and over and over because they're feeling so much gratitude, they're feeling so fulfilled, and I love seeing how they're improving with their businesses. I love how they're growing on social media. I like that they're creating memberships, even apps. There's so many different sectors that you can go into. And I think that was a great reason why I decided to create the course, Create an Effective Business Plan, because it helped me realize that maybe when I'm in class, they're not telling you the most important things. They're just teaching you what's in the book. But for me, I want to keep things relevant because there's other resources that are out here that people are mentioning, you know? And for me, it was getting on social media for the first time, and I did not use social media before starting this business, and I only use it for the business, to be honest. I checked my TikTok, and it said that I'm only on it for 10 minutes a week. And I know that's a big shock for most people who consume TikTok, but all I do is post, and I use a third-party platform called Metricool. I just write my posts, my hashtags, upload the videos, get it going, and then just reply to comments. And I love how the community makes me feel loved and supported. I like reading the comments because I feel like I'm being part of you, you're part of me, and we're all growing together. And I enjoy doing lives because it shows a little bit of my personality, something that you don't really get to see in most of these videos. But I'm a good time. I'm a very relaxed person as long as work gets done. But that's all it's all about. The next one is being authentic. Like I said, showcase your interests. Don't make videos because, you know, it'll go viral like most people do. SMMA, day in the life as a social media in New York, just those trendy things. And when you watch their videos, it's just like, what are you talking about? I don't even know what you do. And I know that a lot of us go through that moment of curiosity, and we're just looking up more and more, and we keep seeing the same type of video. No one's giving any context. Everyone's just talking about how much money that they're grossing. People not talking about the net profit because they're not telling you what their expenses are. People are quick to say you can start a business with $0, but that's not possible. Technically, you need a place to host your business, which requires rent. You need a computer, a laptop, an iPad, tablet, whatever you need. You need internet, you need a phone, you need all these things which cost money, so how are you doing it for free? Sorry for the transparency, but I just wanted to get rid of that rumor. But yeah, just come up with topics that you enjoy. If you have an interest in pets, like you want to teach people how to bond with your cat or bond with your dog, there's an audience for that. There's people that love their animals to death. I like my cat. She's wonderful. She likes music. She likes to watch movies. She likes to get pet. She likes all the things, and she's very quiet and low maintenance. I respect that. Then there's some people who have cats that are destructive, dogs that are loud barking, a goldfish that keeps dying. There's so many things that people go through. You know, like how to keep a betta fish from dying in a month. That could be a great topic. Just throwing it out there. That could be a great topic if you have a betta fish. But find something that you enjoy. I can give you another example. Me getting my new MacBook. I know it's a technology video, but something about Apple gives me so much joy. The fact that I don't always have to call them for assistance on things. I only had maybe 7 complaints in over 20 years that I've been with Apple. And it's been so great. And using my new MacBook Pro with the 1TB model, I don't see a lot of people talking about it. So I'm going to do a follow-up video. Well, a couple of them. Probably talking about why I picked that version and what is it like as a filmmaker using this computer for the longevity purpose, because there's an audience for that. But like I said, you just need to find something that you're interested in, something that you're passionate in, and just sell yourself. Sell that product, sell that service. Talk about it like you invented it. People are interested in those stories. And finding ways to edit into your lifestyle. For me, I'm one of those continuity filmers. So literally, I'm like literally changing the frame as I'm talking when I'm editing my videos. If you watch some of my day-in lives, you'll see what I mean. And everyone feels like it's like a movie and they feel like they're a part of that experience. And I'm like, yeah, I kind of go with the flow, but I have an outline of how I want it to look. I already have in my mind how it's going to end, and I try to make it match that mold. Sometimes the edits are too short, sometimes the edits are too long, sometimes I forget to press record, and I gotta shoot that part over, and maybe it might not sound as good, but we're gonna throw it in there anyways, and hopefully people will enjoy it. You know, it's part of that experience. The next point is become credible of your work. Being able to rely on resources. For me, I like reading books. I grew up reading books. I went to college. All we did was read, write, math. I learned about history. I learned about sociology. I learned about psychology. I learned about dance. I learned about theater. I learned about lighting. I learned about sound. There's so many things that I learned through just asking questions and being involved in everything. The only way that you're going to get experience with things is if you actually do it. Don't just sit there and read all day. Don't just watch a YouTube video and just think everything will happen like that. Tony Hawk then became the best skateboarder in the world, well, in the United States anyways. Overnight, he practiced and practiced. Michael Jackson to become the biggest artist of all time, history, dead or alive, just by sitting in his room. He went out there, he started composing work, he started writing music, he started his creative model of choreography. Like we'll throw out a phrase for him and he'll be like, no, let's switch it up. We want to add like some snaps, some noises. I need some people around me. I want this spotlight on me. He's very involved with every aspect of the business, and that's what we strive as artists. Taking ownership of your work and making it into your own. Stop copy and pasting. Like I said, be your own person and give credit where credit is due. It's okay to reference people. It's okay to take a segment out of someone's video and include it in yours as long as you get permission. It's okay to test out different music. If you don't own it, make sure that you give credit to where it's due. Otherwise, you're going to get a copyright strike. You know, it's about using, like I said, your resources and those that are around you. You might have connections that I don't have connections to. I may have connections that you don't have access to. Just make things work in your own pace and in your own model of work. And the number one tip is to always slowly improve. Stop trying to rush to that finish line because you're only going to go at the pace that your body wants you to. You try to work your body to death, you're going to get tired out and you're going to burn out. And I have a video on that coming soon. So really take your time, educate yourself, be one with your work, be one with your heart, be one with your intuition, and just be you. Don't be afraid to work those long hours. Sometimes it will take you months to create that amazing video. Sometimes it might take you a couple of hours to make that amazing video. Or maybe you can just hop in front of the camera. I give you props if you're able to do that. But I'm sure that you did some planning. But don't convince people otherwise. Everything comes from an idea. Everything gets written down. Everything gets recorded. Everything gets edited and everything gets published. And everything will have a reaction. But you have to set the tone. How are people going to respond to your comment? How are people going to digest your work? How are you, the viewer right now, going to change your life? Are you going to continue watching videos? What if I start a YouTube channel in 2025? What if I start a YouTube channel in 2026? All those years are going by and you're getting older and you have more competition. We don't even know if YouTube will be here 10 years later, but we just assume it will. People still watch YouTube. People still watch Vimeo. People are getting engaged with TikTok, but it might get banned. But what are we going to do? Are we going to stay on the platform? Are we going to go to YouTube Shorts? Are we going to go to IG Reels? Are we going to go on Threads? There's so many different platforms that are all over the country, all over the world, that we may not even know what's going to be trending next. There's a lot of competition out there. No matter how big your company is, no matter how successful you are, you can always come crumbling down. So always back up your files and maximize those resources that I'm mentioning. Invest in a course. I will have some courses listed down that I recommend, that I have produced, whether it's getting the right mindset, whether it's developing content, finding methods of how to post your videos, or even starting up a business. I have so many different resources available on the Artistic Creator Academy site that you can invest in. Or if you want one-on-one coaching, reach out to me on the BPerryFilms website. And I'll put the link for that as well. But like I said, just come in with the intention to do great things, and you will receive great things. Come in with a great attitude, you will give back a great attitude. You will gain access to anything that you want as long as you put an effort in and you show that you appreciate the things that are coming your way. Try to grow organically if you're able to, as much as you can, to save you money and to save you time of wasted value, and really rely on your community to help support you to get to where you are. I'm trying to get monetized in the next couple of months, but it only can start with you guys. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. It's been a pleasure working on YouTube and working with all these different brands that I've worked with and the future guests that are coming to the channel. But it all started with an idea, and it all started with the one video that I posted. I started, so why can't you? Take ownership today. Follow me on YouTube at the BPerryFilms Experience, Instagram and TikTok at BPerryFilms, and LinkedIn. Just look me up, Fabio Perry, and you'll find me, or just look up BPerryFilms and it should pop up. But this was a fun video. I want to create more videos kind of conversational like this, and just open them up more doors and more perspectives. Thank you.